When I see you there, and my heart goes blind. When I see you there, and my heart goes blind.
2. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome on in to Apollo Racing Club NASCAR Truck Series for week number 3 as we head to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And it's going to be a great night of truck racing action. I'm Adam, EV500 here, bringing you all the action. And tonight we have somebody different in the booth. We have John Krauser, one of our regulars here at the iRacing division, and also a moderator here. John, it's going to be an interesting night tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Hello, everybody. Good evening or good morning, wherever you are in the world. And I agree, tonight's going to be very interesting. Track temps are really high, and it's going to be a really fascinating race of tire wear.
Last week we saw kind of a bizarre race, especially at the end. We did not get an overtime. Did we get an overtime last week? I can't remember.
We did have a one green-white checker.
We did have a green-white checker. That is correct. Let's take a look at those standings from last week. Up on top right now is going to be Austin Armstrong taking victory last week. He sits on top with 65 points. Gary Colley in second place with 63. Gar Snyder in that number 88 sitting in third place with 62 points. Mark Feeney in fourth place with 62 points as well. Kane Church finished on the podium last week, finished fifth place. He's in fifth with 61 points. Craig Bray, sixth place with 59 points. Mark Harrison in seventh with 57 points. John Krauser, hey, you're in eighth place right now. You're in the top 10 with 57 points. Andrew Surwick in ninth with 56 points. Threw away a win last week with a big accident and hitting the wall. Did not cause a caution, though. He just hit the wall and fell back. And then finishing out the top 10 is Sam Carasella with 55 points. That's the top 10. Outside the top 10, Cody Barrett, Eric Olivia, and Jake Jackson, Shady Ahmad, Charles Bertram, Colin Kinzer, Dominic Rossi, Dylan Pitch, Peyton Schofield, Ethan Jackson, Brock Whiteman, and Caleb Wheeler. So, as we get ready here, we're about to get underway with qualifying. Let's take a look here. A lot of Chevy drivers, Cricket, and not to be surprised by that, though.
Well, you know, I'm one of the few Toyota fanboys out there, but yeah, we do have quite a strong Chevy contingent here at the Apollo Racing Club, excuse me. But I think as we grow and we get more folks joining, I think that diversification is going to just get a little bit better.
Looking like about 18 drivers going to be showing up for tonight's race, so some good racing action. This track, obviously, one of the very few mile-long tracks still. Well, I should say 2.45 kilometers. There's the statistics there. 19 degrees Celsius temperature. You said the track temperature was pretty hot. It was about, 115 Fahrenheit?
Yeah, or as you saw there on the graphic, 47C, which is quite blistering for our friends across in Canada and across the pond, or really the rest of the world. That is quite a hot temperature.
It's going to be hot. It's going to allow some tire wear. 2 tire changes, of course, and here in just about 10 seconds, we're going to head into a lone qualifier where drivers will have a chance to put in their fastest laps in 2 laps. So, again, their final preparations in. Austin Armstrong currently fastest in practice with a 30.71. So he is somebody who's going to be the one to beat, I would say, for sure on these mile-and-a-half tracks. On speedways, I mean, of course, it's kind of anybody's game. And then on short tracks, who knows who can win those. So it is now time for qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. As we get ready here, we're seeing some guys already out. Austin Armstrong, he is going to be the first driver out for a hot lap. Looks like Brock Whiteman as well getting out. Of course, again, it's a lone qualifier, so it's not, not everybody's going to see each other. Ooh, Austin stopping. He had an issue. Let's go to Colin Kinzer in the 46. And he is going to just hold on to that apron. Of course, the blue cone for pit exit does not happen until right before the back straight, just right on the exit of turn number 2. So here we go. Lap number 1 for Colin Kinzer. Coming up, we'll keep on him for right now. In the Chevrolet.
Yeah, Colin had a great win in our inaugural race at Daytona, and I expect him to be pretty strong here tonight. He's more of a road racer, particularly with our IndyCar League here at ARC, or excuse me, US Open Wheel B. But Colin is really strong at almost any track he races at, so I expect him to be right at the sharp end.
Colin Kinser now coming through turns 3 and 4 to complete his first lap. This is not an average lap time. This is going to be your best of 2. Goes down to that apron, getting a little bit loose, and he crosses the line. Cody, right now, Caleb Wheeler was quickest. Mark Feeney goes on top of the board now as we switch over to him. 31.04. Andrew Serwick second quick with a 31.06. Dylan Pitch a 31.07. Then Dominic Rossi quick time with a 31 flat. And now you're seeing more guys getting on the board. We got Shady Ahmad in that 5th spot with a 31.15. Caleb Wheeler falls down now to 6th place with 31.24. Gary Colley at 31.24. Let's head over to Garth Snyder. And Dominic Rossi still top of the timetable with that 31 flat. And now we have Colin Kinser with another quick time of a 30.91. Man is on a mission. Dylan Pitch moves up into second. Brock Whiteman into second now with a 30.95. Where does Dominic Rossi now? Dominic Rossi's second lap is quicker with a 30.98. Garth Snyder, 31.02, finishes sixth quick. Let's head over to Andrew Serwick, who has not put up, he has put up 2 qualifying laps. He'll remain in that 10th spot. Do we have anybody else? We have, I think, Austin out there. Let's take a look at him. Austin Armstrong, quickest man so far. Kane Church, quick time of 30.89. The man trying to hold on to the pole. Let's take a look here at Austin Armstrong in that number 3. He crosses the line. I think he's starting a lap. He doesn't. That one actually counts. It's a 31.43. He remains 15th.
I wonder what Austin's strategy here at that 31.4 is. Maybe he's just being a little more gentle on the tires to really extract everything he can on the second lap.
Probably. That would be my guess. But he is now lower, trying to extract as much time as he can. Here he comes down the front stretch of the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. He'll cross the line. He's onto the apron. Where does he go? He does not improve. Oh, he does improve with a 30.98. He'll finish in the 5th spot. So the man going quickest overall tonight is Kane Church with a 30.89.
Wow, really, all honesty, really surprising results. I expected particularly Andrew Serwick to be top 5. He almost is in every single oval we run here at ARC. Really impressive pole position for Kane Church, a new member joining us for our inaugural season. And nice to see Brock Whiteman up there.
Eric Oliva right now, or Oliva, now doing his qualifying. He'll be the 16th runner in qualifying. Looks like Mark Harrison, Micah Curtis have not ran a qualifying lap. Let's see where Eric comes out at. He crosses the line. He might even just be, he does put up a time. He's 0.6 off the pace of our leaders. That was a 31.52. And now he's down the backstretch. Can he extract the time? Can he overthrow Kane Church? So we're still waiting on 2 more qualifiers. Micah Curtis, Mark Harrison. Still to qualify. Let's see where Eric comes out. Gets onto that apron. We're going to see a lot of guys use that apron. Eric Oliva crosses the line. He'll go 15th. Quick, a 31.13. Looks like everybody else is going to go ahead and just chill out here. Micah Curtis, Mark Harrison, they're going to start in the back here as there's only a time limit of 5 minutes for qualifying. So if you're not out now, it's pretty much over. Yep, there goes the white flag and the checkered flag. And that's going to end qualifying. Kane Church on the pole. So now it's time to grid up here, and let's take a look at that grid. Starting on the pole, the number 70 of Kane Church. In second place, the number 46 of Colin Kinser. In third place, the number 41 of Brock Whiteman. And in fourth place, the number 11 of Dominic Rossi. And in rounding up the top 5, the number 3 of Austin Armstrong.
Yep, and the next bit here we have Dylan Pitch, who this driver, he's just improving every oval I've seen him at throughout ARC. Of course, Cody Barrett, one of our moderators, Peyton Schofield, another excellent oval driver, Garth Snyder, who's new to ARC, nice qualifying, Caleb Wheeler, followed by Mark Feeney and Shady Ahmad to wrap out the first 12.
Let's take a look farther back here. In 13th, the number 22 of Andrew Surowick. In 14th, the number 25 of Gary Cawley. In 15th, the 007 of Eric Oliva. And in 16th, the number 709 of Craig Bray. In 17th, the number 66 of Mark Harrison. And rounding out the last two spots is going to be the number 9 of Micah Curtis. So your name's up there for some reason.
Probably because I joined the practice session, but fear not, I am with you tonight, Adam, in the booth.
Oh, good. Here we go. Pace lap is on. And we are about to go racing here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It's the Apollo Racing Club NASCAR Truck Series, week number 3. And we are going to be in for 90 laps. Of course, 2 opportunities and a green-white checker here. And that could very well happen.
And I think it could definitely very well happen. But also something to keep in mind tonight, drivers only have 2 sets of tires. So they cannot be just swapping out tires as much as they want. They got 2 sets for all 90 laps.
Whew. Got to be careful when you use those. As we saw last week, some guys having to take an extra tire or 2. But it's all right. It's all good. We're here. It's time to go racing, ladies and gentlemen. 90 laps here at Las Vegas. Pace car lights are out. We are going to go green this time by.
I would say, I think just to watch out for Andrew Surowick and Eric Oliva at the start. They're both awesome on cold tires. Expect them to shoot wrap the field.
Here we go. Green flag. Kane Church going to get a good jump on the leaders there. Gets past Colin Kinzer. He'll lead the first lap of this one, but he's got guys behind him who are also very quick. Let's roll farther back here. Andrew Surowick right now currently in that 12 spot. He's trying to cut his way around the field, but everybody getting through turn 1 quite cleanly here.
Yeah, this is refreshing to see. You know, you would think with cold tires we'd see somebody go a little too deep, maybe even touch the apron, but no, the driver's done a great job just managing and getting away clean.
Colin Kinzer now pulling it back. He's holding down to that inside. That's going to cause some tire wear issues in the middle of his stint, especially with a hot track of 115 degrees Fahrenheit. But you can see Colin Kinzer now takes the lead of the race through turns 1 and 2. Here they come through the backstretch. You can see all these guys are lining up. They're trying to get closer and closer, trying to keep together here. It is going to be a little bit of a pack race with all these cars, with 18 different cars. But here comes Austin Armstrong. He's currently in 4th place. He moved up a spot already. And Andrew Surowick currently has moved up 1 position. Complete lap number 2. And right now it's still pretty tight between Kane Church and Colin Kinzer. Brock Whiteman trying to get into the fun of this one as they go through turns 1 and 2. You can see that outside line kind of really pushing now, getting that better momentum. But coming out of the exit of turn number 2, yes, Colin Kinzer losing quite a bit of time there as they roll to the backstretch.
And I don't know if you've noticed here, but it looks like the top 5 are starting to break apart. And Cody Barrett's leading the 2nd pack. It is essential that Cody tries staying with Austin. Otherwise, he's in danger of just getting lost and needing a yellow to really bring it back.
See everybody just kind of jockeying for position. Cody Barrett's lost some time to that top 5. Trying to just get somewhat of a draft, but this track is not a super draft-heavy track, but you are flat out the entire time. Now you can see the number 60 of Caleb Wheeler. He's trying to make it 3 wide. Here they come through turns 3 and 4. And contact, and we have a spin, and that's going to bring out a caution.
Oh,
no.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trucks.
That was absolutely massive. Cody Barrett was able to save it, though. He was involved in it. He was able to collect it and save himself. Let's take a look at that replay. And, yeah, he got hit twice.
Number 88 went down.
The 88 of Garth Snyder got impaled on that one. That was another look there at that one, but a good, that was interesting to say the least, but several cars involved. And now we're going to have a bunch of cars probably going into the pit lane here.
Yeah, more than likely. And the good news is here at Apollo Racing Club, we do offer, I believe, 2 fast repairs to repair the truck. So if you get caught out in an incident like this, where you didn't do nothing wrong place, wrong time, your night's not over. So you get to go in the pits, get a quick repair. If you can drive to the pits, you're likely going to save your lap. Just make sure you don't replace the tires, and then boom, you're right back in it.
So, yes, we are trying something new on the tire changes, or excuse me, the fast repairs for 1.5 miles, 2 miles. We're going to do 2 fast repairs, and then on speedways we'll do 1 fast repair just to kind of mix it up. Eric Oliva was involved in that. Looks like the 18 of Peyton Schofield. Mark Feeney was on 2 involved. Looks like they both maybe had the tow because they've been sitting in the pits for a while. Peyton Schofield is out of the pits. Mark Feeney is not. Gar Snyder, major damage on that car. You can just see
Ouch.
the scrapes. He'll use a fast repair, but he's going to have to wait quite a while for that tow because that tow takes about 2 minutes. So Mark Feeney out of the pits now, and that's going to give Kane Church back the lead, I think. No, yeah, it does. So Colin Kinzer will be back on the outside. But so far, so good. Craig Bray is going to lose a lap, but he will be potentially the lucky dog. And he is looking like, no, he's not going in the pits. He's just riding that apron. So Craig Bray, the 709. Micah Curtis coming back into the pit lane here.
I wonder why that is.
Or if he got a speeding penalty or something.
Oh, that would be brutal.
Let's see what happens here. Oh, no, he is repairing his car. And now he's... I think is he getting tires?
He may have accidentally not unchecked the box. Interesting. I'm not sure. I'll tell you though, if there's any winner here, I would say is Andrew Serwick. He's already in 8th place, and the front pack of the top 5. That's really where he needs to link up to get himself back into this.
You say he's the big winner. I was going to say Cody Barrett. He got hit twice in that, and he was able to keep going.
That is true. Absolutely. I wonder, though, if Cody did take a couple whacks, if it's going to impact his aerodynamics. Because, obviously, being able to stay in the slipstream is going to be extremely crucial to be competitive.
A little bit of a bent rear wing there. Well, spoiler, I should call that. Not a wing. Little messed up, but nothing terrible.
I think Cody read that book that he's sponsored by, and he figured out how to get out of that wreck.
Yeah, he definitely took a big shot there, and we're going back green here. Kane Church once again gets a great launch off the jump there. He's got Brock Whiteman following right behind him, and Colin Kinzer, not a great restart there as he now falls back into 3rd. Here they come through turns 1 and 2, just trying to stay side by side with each other, not trying to go very far away from each other. Here they come down the back stretch. Everybody just falling in line. Cody Barrett trying to keep pace with a guy on the inside. Andrew Serwick, though, goes up high, and you can see he is trying to make up ground. He's trying to get by Cody Barrett. Cody Barrett's going to move up high, trying to throw out the block move, but you can see the number 60 of Caleb Wheeler. He's picking up speed here, picking up the momentum. Here they come to complete the first lap after the restart and start lap number 9.
Great choice of line there by Caleb Wheeler, number 60. I think Andrew Serwick just realized and quickly dived to the inside. Otherwise, he was going to get hung out to dry there.
Well, again, using that low line really going to be crucial, especially on the tires. That's going to hurt those tires a lot. So if you're Cody Barrett right now, you're probably being smart. You don't want to use up your tires, but now he goes low. Gets a little bit close to the 18 of Peyton Schofield, but no damage yet. Almost gets into the wall, though, for Cody Barrett. Peyton Schofield gets a good run onto Andrew Serwick as they come through turns 1 and 2. He is gaining time now, and then he has to back off because he doesn't want to obviously bump into Andrew and cause another big accident. And now we have, I think Garth Snyder is out. Yes, he is, and Craig Bray. They're both at least a lap or 2 down. Schofield down the inside here of Cody Barrett. Andrew Serwick to the apron. Keeping an eye out on the battle for the lead here. Colin Kinzer is going to be passed here by Brock Whiteman. Brock Whiteman, the new race leader here. Austin Armstrong in third. He is, again, probably the one to watch tonight because he is going to be he is quick. He was quickest in practice, wasn't quick in qualifying. Number 11 of Dominic Rossi. Trying to get closer here.
Yeah, I'm impressed seeing all this apron diving already. Again, as somebody who's a little bit newer to oval racing, I thought the apron maneuvers were sort of reserved for the end, but as I learned today in the voice chat, if it's gray, it's okay. So props to these drivers risking the apron. Me personally, I don't know if I have the skill to be able to constantly hit like these leaders are.
Well, the apron rule is, again, if it's gray, it's okay, but in normal NASCAR rules, if it's a double yellow, like Daytona, it is not okay. So there's a double yellow line. Of course, I don't even think that's enforced by iRacing, but now you can see Brock Whiteman, he is really holding on to this lead quite strongly here. Nobody's really gaining on him. Kane Church trying to get back to his bumper, trying maybe get a little bit of a run through the front stretch, but it's not going to happen because look how much momentum, and look at Colin Kinzer down to the apron just trying to defend his position.
Yeah, nice work there. I do wonder, though, with him hugging that bottom line, if he's just kind of using up what currency he has on his tires, and really Dominic Rossi is going to be the overall victor in probably the next 5 laps.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for Colin Kinzer because now look at him. He's already lost a little bit of pace. He must have had a little bit of a moment because now he's falling down the 4th as Dominic Rossi moves up in the 3rd now. And that's going to be another position gain. He's actually gained a +1. Gary Coley, he's actually somebody to watch out for. Same with Andrew Serwick. Andrew Serwick just on the back of everybody here. Cody Barrett just hanging out as well with everybody back here. Everybody's staying together, though. Not like what we saw early in this race where guys were starting to get separated. Even though we are in still the early stages of this one, we're not seeing that top 5 group really pull away.
Yeah, I think I think the caution kind of got the nerves out of everybody, the early race nerves and jitters. And now we're kind of hooked up. We're in the zone. Oh, nice move by Andrew to take the apron, to bring it to Cody. I think he's going to go for it here in 1.
He is going to go for it in 1, but he's not going to have the momentum on his side. As you do scrub a little bit of speed on that transition. It's a little bit bumpy, and when you go down there, you're going to lose just a little bit of speed going through the corner. And it didn't really work out for Andrew that time. He had to kind of do that move just a little bit earlier. Now he's into the clutches of Gary Colley. Gary Colley last week had a great race, and he threw it away. Unfortunately, did not have the luck on his side last week. But this week he's looking for revenge.
Yeah, Gary Colley, Kane Church, Caleb Wheeler, all new people to the Apollo Racing Club, and just great to see solid oval racers come join us for the inaugural season. So it was very refreshing racing against these guys last week at Auto Club. It's good stuff. They're really good.
So we're seeing some more single file action. Top 2 starting to slowly pull away here. See about a half a second from Rossi to Kane Church, and gap gets bigger and bigger. As you look through the field, about 7th place is when it starts to be a second from the leaders. So these guys are really pushing hard here early with lap 18. But you got to wonder, when are those tires going to go? We have a wreck in the backstretch. That's Gary Colley, and that's going to bring out the caution.
Looks like the Shady Ahmad get caught in that as well, or is it Mark Feeney? Couldn't tell. I think it's Mark Feeney and Gary Colley.
Colley was involved, a little bit of damage on his car.
I wonder if he arrow washed into 4.
Let's take a look at that replay. Oh, it's Craig Bray hard into the wall.
Oh.
Let's take that back here. You can see there, little hook action there, gets into, I think that's Shady Ahmad, and then Craig Bray trying to avoid it also gets collected, and there he goes hard into the inside wall on the back stretch, and that's going to bring a really tough time because it looks like he is jumping to the pits here.
I wonder if we're going to have a huge, here we go, a big pit party right now with all of almost every single driver on the grids in the pits at the moment. Oh my goodness, I don't think I've ever seen this before.
Everybody coming into the pit lane here, probably to get fuel, but I would not do your tires just yet.
I wouldn't either, and the reason is because as the day goes on, hopefully it gets a little cooler. I'm not sure the time of day of the session, but it gets a little
2:30 in the
cooler.
afternoon.
Oh boy, okay. It ain't gonna matter. So perhaps hold off on the tires for now, or maybe take them now. You make the positions, you hope for the caution, and it gives you another cheap pit stop. But that's the beauty of us running 2 tire sets, right? It incentivizes strategy and risk.
So Brock Whiteman already out of the pits. Looks like we also had Garth Snyder. He stayed out. He's going to get a waiver round, so he'll get a lap back here. And then that would put the lucky dog at Craig Bray, depending on if Garth Snyder is a lap down or not. He had huge damage in that first accident. So he may just be on the lead lap now. Yes, he is on the lead lap. So the lucky dog is going to go to Craig Bray if he gets out. He did end up teleporting to the pit lane. And I think he may have DNF'd. Yes, he did. He is out of the session.
Adam, for those who aren't familiar, I think with the truck rules, can you explain what is the lucky dog?
The lucky dog rule, it is the last person to be a lap down will get their lap back on the next caution. So if you are 1 lap down and you were the last person to go a lap down, or you will get your lap back. So you would be then put onto the lead lap and 2 laps down, so on. So basically it's a way of trying to get people back onto the lead lap. Of course, there's waiver round rules if you don't pit and you are in front of the leaders and everything. You'll be asked to go around and you'll get your lap back that way. So 2 different ways of getting your lap back under caution. Of course, there's probably the hardest way, which is to do it out on track.
Yeah, and I think here doing it on track would be pretty brutal to make it to the front. But never say never, right? Anything can happen in racing. It's interesting, the pylon here saying Brock's in the pits, but I see him right behind the pace car.
He's out there.
Interesting here. I wonder what happened to Cody. I wonder if he overshot his pit box because he was top 10 and now he's dropped all the way down to P14.
Probably did have a little bit of a moment, or he took tires. So
good point. Good point. I know in these trucks I am very notorious for overshooting the pit box because the brakes aren't as great as you think.
We are under caution for the second caution of the day. The pace car lights are out. That means next time by, we are going green flag racing here at Las Vegas on lap number 23 of 90. And it doesn't surprise me to see everybody pit. They'll definitely get fuel. And probably the right tire strategy is to double stint at least 1 set of tires to get you to the end. So
yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. I think everybody's going with the same mindset of, hey, look, we'll do it now. Do the double stint now. Get over it. Get through the pain. And then last 2 stints, have fresh tires and fight for the win.
So the order looks like this. The 41 of Brock Whiteman out in the lead, followed by Caleb Wheeler, Dominic Rossi, Peyton Schofield, Austin Armstrong, Kane Church, Andrew Serwick, Colin Kinzer, Gary Colley, and Dylan Pitch, all in your top 10. Pace car is going to go in this time, and we are going back racing here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Nope. Yep, there it goes. Finally, the pace car goes in. They got to fix that iRacing. They got to make that pace car go in just a little bit earlier. But green flag, and here we go. Brock Whiteman, a great restart from him. He is absolutely gapping Cody Wheeler down into turn number 1, and this is going to be an opportunity here for the inside man of Dominic Rossi and that number 11 to try and maybe pick up into second place. But we're going to probably see some single file racing here once again in this second stint, because again, probably nobody took new fresh tires in that pit stop just to make it easier for everybody to follow at home. Dominic Rossi side by side through turns 3 and 4, and you can see he wants that position. But look out for Austin Armstrong. He almost shot it out to make it 3 wide as we now complete lap 23 and go into lap 24.
Yeah, Austin Armstrong really does a take no prisoner style of driving. He is very good at high risk maneuvers and somehow coming out on the other side okay. I would say along with Andrew Serwick, but yeah, Austin and Andrew pushing up the field. And I think really as the tires wear, Andrew's experience and Austin's especially is going to really start to shine here.
We got 3 wide going through turns 3 and 4. Look at that 46 of Colin Kinzer. He goes 3 wide and he comes out lucky on that one. And he will take 2 positions for the 2-for-1 special. What a move by Colin Kinzer there.
Yeah, absolutely great move. I mean, talk about, wow, he just found a bunch of pace. Good, my goodness. And on the higher line too. Oh my goodness, he's going the outside?
He is wanting the lead. He definitely has fresh tires on because he has significant pace. You can just see by his last lap there, he's a 31.03. He is 0.3 faster than Brock Whiteman, and he takes the lead of the race.
Okay, Colin, nice effort. I mean, yeah, if you're going to take the tires, you got to make the moves, and this is exactly what needs to happen. I wonder now, though, how can Colin put the distance on Brock Whiteman? That'll be fascinating to see. And I think the answer is going to be yes.
It's going to be a tall order, though, because, of course, cautions come into play. We're going to see guys double stint their tires, so we're looking about lap 45, 46 for the next pit cycle to happen, and that's when guys are going to take new tires. And for Colin, he's kind of at the disadvantage at that point in the midpoint of the race.
Yeah, I agree. I think right now the worst thing that could happen to Colin would be a caution or two. I think I definitely think a caution would not be what Colin wants. However, you know, if it does go green, which it looks like, you know, everybody's kind of like you said, they're going single file and settling in. You can see the gap starting to form. Looks like we have a long green flag run ahead of us.
Could be a long green flag run, but you never know. It's NASCAR. Anything can happen in the show. And you can see right now, Brock Whiteman, he doesn't look too concerned that Colin Kinzer just took the lead from him because he's not really pushing the issue. He's just holding his line. He knows he's on probably fresher tires, and I just based on this pace alone of Colin Kinzer, he's already a second out in front. That would indicate to me that he is on the fresh tires, on good grip right now, and everybody else on 20 lap old tires. So tires are starting to wear a little bit, but you're gonna, you know, guys are gonna start lifting a little bit here to kind of get the turn in correctly. We may see some guys go high just to preserve whatever tire life they have left, as they still got about maybe 15 laps left in this pit cycle here on this run before we'll see pits, and we may even see green flag pit stops, which is going to be very crazy to see.
Absolutely, and I wonder if Eric Oliva made a mistake. He just dropped 3 or 4 positions, and he was 8 seconds, but now he's 9 seconds behind the leader and over a second change behind Shady Ahmad. So dangerously going to a no man's land of driving solo, which is not what you want here.
Check on Andrew Serwick here. He's kind of in between these two packs here, which if you're Andrew right now, that you're not happy about that, because you're not gaining ground, but you're not losing ground. So you're not catching anybody. You're not able to get that push that you need as we now hit lap 31. But he's just got to push, and he knows he's on old tires. It's Colin Kinzer now 2.25 seconds, and it would be an absolute shame if we were to pull a NASCAR thing and call it caution.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I know Andrew's probably not happy that the cars in front of him are going away, but, and Am, you tell me what you think. But I would say, you know, him being in a little bit of clean air here might save his tires a little bit. So he might be able to push an extra lap or two and maybe just pit a little later, give him a slight edge in the next phase of this race.
I would say yes and no. I mean, if you're not gaining ground and you're not losing ground, you're kind of just stuck. And as for oval racing, being just stuck in the same position and not gaining really doesn't do you any good. You want to be able to push and get close and be with the group, especially the lead pack, because that's when you just hope for a mistake and can pit, or hope to God that somebody, makes a tiny little bit of an error and you can get underneath them. Because on a track like this, you can, as we saw with Cody Barrett, you could save it and be able to hold your position and defend your position quite well, especially if you have a decent gap. Because looking at Schofield, Andrew Surwick, the gap is almost a second. So it's about 0.3 of a second. So, and it's getting larger. So it's not even getting larger. It's just staying about the same. So 0.7, I should say, of a gap. So, and for Andrew, you're not picking up the pace, but you see Austin Armstrong. He's just kind of just keeping with the pack here. 4 3/4 of a second off of Colin Kinzer, but he's right on the tail here of Dominic Rossi as we hit lap 35. Colin Kinzer pulling out a 4-second gap on those fresh tires. I mean, there's no way those tires are used at this point if he's pulling that much of a gap.
Yeah, if those are used tires, he's using that MLG grip hacks that they talk about in the Discord. Kidding, of course. But yeah, Colin Kinzer doing everything he needs to be doing right now, which is put the gap, extend the lead, and just make sure that he's out in front. Good news for Andrew Surwick. It looks like he has definitely closed up with Peyton Schofield within 3/10. So now he is in spitting distance and starting to pick up a little bit of that slipstream.
It's what it looks like right now.
Yeah, looking at the graphic here, yeah, seeing Caleb Wheeler up 7 positions. Nice work by him to really make the most out of his probably just somewhat mediocre qualifying that he felt he had. And looked like Andrew just washed up a little high there on the turn. Does that look like turn 3?
Yeah, turn 4. So you can see now really that gap really starting to form out in front. But if you're Colin Kinzer, that's not a big enough gap right now. You got to push now. And he's kind of in a decent spot at this point in the race. Because he's not, because if he pits here with everybody else, which he very well could, he'll have to take those tires again till probably a lap 70 something, I would say. Even 60, like high 60 lap, low 70 lap count. So, it really just all depends on how well he utilizes those tires. And like doing stuff like that, not taking the banking, because the banking's going to wear out those tires even more, especially on the right sides. So you got to preserve those tires as much as you can. But he is really taking off here. He held that low line, and I'm surprised he's not staying high where where you can preserve your tires, because taking it that low, you're going to really hurt those tires and everything. Austin Armstrong still right on the tail of Dominic Rossi. Dominic Rossi doing a good job here.
Yeah, impressive truck control here by Austin Armstrong, because I know when I was doing laps with everyone earlier, once the tire goes, that sensitivity of being close to the truck in front just really ramps up. So for him to really maintain control and stay close, to hold his line, just nice control by Austin here.
It's going well for him right now.
I see further back in the field, it looks like Mark Harrison, Dylan Pitch pretty close, and also Cody Barrett along with who I think Micah D. Curtis also pretty close here, looking at potential battle.
Take a look at those guys. See a kind of a three-way battle. Cody Barrett don't know if it was a bad pit stop. He definitely did not pit for tires, because he would be going through the field like crazy right now, just like Colin Kinzer did.
Well, if you remember earlier in the race, Cody we were talking about how he just was kind of cruising in the middle, and letting people go by him, not really pushing the issue too much. And I wonder now if he's got the little extra life in the tire because he didn't hug the inside line as much, and now he's starting to, use that little bit of savings that he accrued earlier in the race.
Well, he's pushing hard. That's what he's doing. But that's what you got to do. You got to push hard. So here we go. Lap 43 of 90. And now the question remains, when is that pit stop going to happen? Because obviously we're getting to the end of this stint on the fuel. Again, 60% fuel tank. It's not full 100. So it's kind of going to be up to what they do. And for Colin, he's got to pit at some point. That tank's got to be feeling pretty empty as he now almost takes a 7-second lead over Brock Whiteman. And Brock Whiteman's really pulled away here from Caleb Wheeler. And Dominic Rossi still, actually, he's gained a position. He's over Peyton Schofield now in that number 18. And you got to wonder if Schofield's tires are really, really dead now.
Yeah, another thing too is, Peyton losing a little ground to Dominic Rossi here, and I'm surprised Austin's kind of drifted back a little bit. He's actually starting to follow the clutches of Andrew. Actually, I see up there at the top of the screen, Andrew's starting to really get a pull in on Austin Armstrong. I wonder if his tires are really wore out, and Andrew just happened to have a little bit life left. But yeah, I agree with you. Pit stop should be next couple laps.
Good news. We're going to add a third to our broadcast tonight. James has gotten back from his assignment, and he'll be here momentarily. So hopefully we'll see a little bit of action. We'll have a three-way commentary tonight. So you can see Austin Armstrong. He is backed into now. Look at Andrew Surwick. Andrew Surwick really putting up the pace now, and I'm wondering if he also did some tire saving. Here comes Austin Armstrong into the pits. He'll be the first one to pit on this lap.
Yeah, this is a crucial phase for Andrew. Austin's going in, Andrew's still out. He's probably going to be pushing as hard as he can to really make up that time.
And welcome James Williamson from across the pond. James, it's been an interesting race so far. You've missed a pretty good one as we see Colin Kinser taking a huge lead here.
I was kind of half watching it as I was driving home, but that sounds wrong. I wasn't watching it while I was driving home, honest. But yeah, it's been a good event so far. Colin obviously is in the box seat at the moment, but it's NASCAR racing, and a caution can change everything. As we're getting into this crucial pit cycle now, as we see the number 46 truck of Colin actually making his pit stop now. So Brock Whiteman is now the de facto leader as this cycle continues.
And now Brock Whiteman, I think he's thinking about pitting. He is. Yes, he is. He is pitting. So everybody coming into the pit lane here. No caution out yet. Here comes Andrew Surwick. And you can hear guys over the radio now saying they're pitting in. So, of course, I forgot to mute the radio, and I'm not going to mute that now. So Peyton Schofield will inherit the second spot, and he's got to pit at some point because he has not pitted, and he was off the pace quite a lot towards the tail end of this stint. Kane Church, he is going to pit now, and here he comes.
Yeah, we've pretty much everyone is now hit the pit lane. Maybe Alan Pitch and Andrew the last holdouts. So I think once this all cycle through, we'll see how far Colin has in terms of the lead at that point. As the laps turn down, 50 laps done of this 90-lap event. So we're getting close to the final third here.
Yeah, for Colin Kinser. Go ahead.
There's going to be one more pit cycle after this for sure. So it's Andrew Surwick into the pit lane as well. Let's take a look at where he is going to come out, and you can see the back of his pit box. And he's already out. He's actually going to beat Peyton Schofield to the line here, so he'll maintain his position over Peyton. And question is, where is he going to come out? Because you can't really punch it out of the pit lane without spinning the tires and going for a ride. He'll come out. He's going to come out 5th. So Colin Kinser retains the lead here. And he is coming up onto Eric Oliva. And he is going to put Oliva down a lap as Mark Harrison is also down a lap. So if a caution comes out now, it would be Mark Harrison on the lucky dog.
Yeah, he's got quite a hefty lead there, 10 seconds over Brock Whiteman. Well, I suppose the other interesting factor is obviously who is taking the tyres in that first cycle and who's maybe taking tyres now. So we'll see who has the pace as this stint continues.
Well, Colin Kinser definitely took fresh tires on that first pit cycle. I think he was the only one who did, because Brock Whiteman, you can see the gap slowly coming down. It was at 10 seconds at one point. Now it's down to almost 9.5 seconds. So he's taken out basically half a second here in the past couple of laps, and he's gaining. You can see how much time on the board there he is gaining. He is literally gaining by the millisecond, and we have a caution.
Oh.
This changes it. I was about to say the worst thing that could happen then for Colin at this stage is a caution, because if he hasn't got the tyres, he's going to be a sitting duck when we restart. And what the actual caution was for.
That's what I'm going to figure out. Let's see. So I see some passing happening before the yellow flag. I mean, there's nearly... it's Caleb Wheeler, who was involved in something. See what happened to him. Oh, his engine blew.
Oh.
Well, the temps are high today. If you're carrying a bit of damage as well, obviously that affects things. You might not notice it.
Let's see what...
Let's just hit the wall coming out of the pits.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, he caught the back of Andrew, and then he into the wall. Well, there you go. You see, he touched Andrew because he ended up in the wall, and he's paid that price today. Hit that inside wall hard.
So a caution out for Colin Kinser, and he is not going to be happy about this, as he had almost a 10-second lead. He is on older tires, and everybody else behind him is on fresher, newer, soft tire, beautiful sticker tires, and this really changes the momentum of this race for Colin, because he probably could have held out for a little bit while, but then he would have just lost maybe a position or two before the next pit cycles happen. But now you can guarantee he's going to be passed one by one with those tires, and he's kind of a sitting duck at this point, because you can't take new tires now. Can't pit for them now. Won't do you any good because of the fact we're on lap 54 of 90. We still have one more stop to go.
If you're Colin Kinser at this point, how do you go about salvaging what just happened here? Do you pit, take tires now? Do you just do your best to just try to survive for the next few laps and hope for another caution to get a cheap pit stop? How do you go about surviving and staying up front?
James?
I mean, at this point, he's got no choice. He's rolled his dice. He's got to stick with it until we get to that final pit stop. Because if he pits now, he'll still be sitting duck at the end. If we do have another caution, if everyone else has got another set still. So what happened is essentially what we said before. He had a hefty lead, and then cautions changed it all. Now Colin's on the back foot. He's got to try and hold off Brock and the pack in this stint until we get to that point where he can have that final stop, get his set of tyres, and hopefully he's still up there at the front. But he's probably not happy at the moment because he really had this race in the bag.
I wouldn't say it wasn't in the bag, but he was definitely somebody who, if you can get to the final pit stop and only lose a couple of positions from the lead, because that gap was going to close. That gap was closing quickly to Brock Whiteman, and for Brock right now, you knew you were going to take the lead of the race, but now this just makes it an easier job for him, because he'll start on the outside on this restart, and he will probably get a really good launch. I mean, probably not a good launch to jump Colin, but by the time they get probably through the lap, Brock Whiteman will either be in the lead or very close to the lead, as we now see the first wave around happen, or the lucky dog, I should say. That's Garth Snyder. So he's the lucky dog. He'll be on the lead lap coming this time by. And for Austin Armstrong, though, he's in third right now, and he's a winner already this season. He's almost, he could probably take the lead as well, because he'll start on the inside, but he'll be hampered by Colin Kinser unless Colin Kinser moves up high here. But for Colin, you got to just get through this stint, pit for tires and fuel, and come on out and just hammer it down. That's really all he can do. We're about to go green flag here, gentlemen, and this race kind of really flipped on its head. Andrew Serwick P5 after starting 13th.
Yeah, there's a lot of, like I said, it's brought a lot of people back into play, and we'll see how it all plays out in the next couple of laps. Colin just really needs to, like I say, just get his head down, try and keep himself at the front as much as possible, and hope that he doesn't get swallowed up by this pack. But everyone else will be well aware that they've probably got fresher tyres than him, and will want to get that move done. Brock Whiteman especially, although every restart so far, the outside line hasn't had a very good jump, so we'll see if Brock can buck that trend. As we're coming to the green flag now, pace car's just going to pull in. Austin's already on the back of Colin. He's pushing him already into turn one, so we'll see what happens here.
I like what Brock Whiteman is doing here. He's sitting a little bit back to try and get the jump, but he doesn't get the good jump. Green flag racing. Here we go. Brock Whiteman. Not a great restart. Austin Armstrong's going to say thank you very much for that position, and he will take over the second spot before we even get into turn one for Brock Whiteman. That was absolutely disastrous. I know what he was trying to do. He was trying to stay a little bit back to kind of anticipate the jump a little bit better. Brock Whiteman and Austin Armstrong switch lanes here as we come down into turns 3 and 4. Colin Kinser holding on for dear life here because he's got to just hold off probably some of the quickest oval drivers here. And don't forget Andrew Serwick now up in the 4th place. The man is on a mission. He wants to lead as well. Here they come. The complete lap 57 into 58. You can see Colin Kinser on the inside. Here comes Austin Armstrong around the outside. Brock Whiteman around the inside. Colin Kinser holding up everybody here on the inside.
He really is. I think Andrew maybe caught a piece of wall there going into turn one, but he seems to be all right now. He's got into third. Colin is doing what I feared, and he's kind of being swallowed up now. I think Peyton Schofield's just made a move under him.
Yeah,
back at the front, Brock Whiteman now is back in the lead from Austin Armstrong. Andrew Serwick just sitting behind there in third. So we're getting a good race at the front here, gentlemen. And Colin's really struggling. He's down into 9th, 10th. Wow, he's just been absolutely swallowed up here. His strategy was great at one point, but it's absolutely falling apart after that caution.
That caution really, really hurt him as he now has Colin Kinser down the 13th, but now we have a 3-way battle for the lead. Brock Whiteman, Austin Armstrong, Andrew Serwick, and these guys are going to battle this out. Who is going to win? We have now 31 laps to go, and this is when things get tight.
It certainly does. Austin and Andrew are very much headstrong drivers and won't give an inch, so whether Brock can hold off. Brock Whiteman is always at the front in these oval races, but he never usually has the luck. So we'll see if he has the luck today. He's got another 30 laps to get round at Las Vegas. But Andrew now dipping down below the white line just to try and get past Austin into turn one. He's got the momentum on the inside by the looks of it. He might get this move done, but he's washed up a little bit there. Austin holding strong on the outside. He'll probably have a great run down the back straight here. They'll probably keep him ahead of Andrew. They can't clear each other. This is helping Brock Whiteman pull away. You can see slightly. He's getting away by a little bit, which will help him. Dominic Rossi in 4th. He's coming through now. He's maybe capitalised on these two squabbling. He's gone to the inside now. So lap 61 is in the books. Centre 62. 5-way battle at the front here. Who's your money on?
If it's me, I think I'm going with Andrew Serwick. I just think he had mediocre qualifying. I would say he was unhappy with it. He's not top 5. And now he's right here in the conversation for the win. I think he's got the drive, and and really the patience to take the win.
It's going to be close, though. You gotta go against guys like Dominic Rossi, who's really, really quick right now. And right now, let's take a look at those lap times as we complete lap number 63. Last lap time right now, Brock Whiteman a 31.24, Serwick 31.25, Armstrong 31.27, and 31.28. So everybody pretty close together, only a couple of thousandths of or hundredths of a second, I should say, off each other right now.
Yeah, this track really does lead to a very close-knit race. It's very hard to get away from people. It's in the draft, while it's not the strongest, does keep you in touch with everyone if you can stay on the back of them. So we've got about 7 car. Sorry, we've got six car breakaway at the front here. There was 5 before, but Cody Barrett, who was a hard charger last week at California, is in the mix again. So the laps are winding down. Is he sniffing maybe another good finish?
Yeah, Cody, one of these drivers earlier in the race, didn't really take the low line too much, kind of kept in the middle high line to try and conserve the tire. But yeah, now he's right in it, and looks like he's got the pace. I think he's being held up here a little bit. If he chooses his line right and carefully, I think he can make a couple positions by the end of the next lap.
Lost a little bit of time there going around the outside. Dominic Rossi will now move up to that high side. And if you're Cody Barrett right now, you got to be looking maybe going down that inside, trying to get side by side with Rossi. And that's exactly what he does. And side by side, here they come through 1 and 2.
Yeah, he swooped down the inside, but he lost some momentum in the mid-corner and he's lost out there. He's dropped back a bit. You really do just need to be brave here. I know there's been a contact to the wall in the back there. There's 2 cars heading towards pit road by the looks of it, but I think it was Kane Church and Wheeler who maybe got a bit of the wall on the back straight there. They're slowing down into the pits now. Sure.
They see that 24 to go, and they're like, let's go. Let's get inside now.
Well, that's true, actually. Maybe they've decided to short pit. I mean, if this does go green the rest of the way, they'll have a massive advantage having pitted now, getting that fresh tyre early. This also might cause a chain reaction for a few more people to pit in, not to get caught out by the undercut. So we'll see if this pays off. They've basically called a strategy now, and it's whether Brock and Andrew and the pack want to respond to that or try and just gut it out as long as possible on this fuel run.
Real question is now, when do you pit? Because again, the pit cycles are going to happen eventually, and is that Austin Armstrong getting passed here by Cody Barrett? It is, and now you can see Gary Colley last week had a pretty good race until luck wasn't on his side. Can he get past Austin Armstrong? Because if he does that, he's in contention for the race win here. Because now everybody's going to be thinking, when do I pit? When should I pit? Do I wait until this fuel run is done? Because that fuel run, if that ends, that's going to end about, 15 to go?
I would imagine, yeah. I think we're probably only 6 to 8 laps away from everyone having to pit anyway. One person who maybe should pit early if they haven't already, Austin Armstrong's just gone to the pit lane. I was going to say Colin Kisner should probably pit. If he's struggling on tyres, this is the perfect time to try and redress the balance after he's dropped back 11 seconds off the back of this lead after having an 11-second lead himself earlier on in this race. So Austin Armstrong's the first of the real leaders to pull the trigger on this final pit stop. Everyone else seems quite happy to just keep lapping it out. We'll see who wins in the end if it does stay green. Caution will change it all, and it'll just absolutely destroy everyone who's pit early's strategy. Shady and Mod also joining this early call, pitting from 9th.
I was gonna say,
Sorry.
I think Kane Church. You're fine. I was gonna say Kane Church, Caleb. Where I think they have damage. And they've used their fast repairs. They are still in the pits, so I think they're just getting repairs at this point.
See some.
I did see some smoke when they went in, so maybe they collected each other and hit the wall and just didn't get a caution. But yeah, they're both 3 laps down now. So
Mark Feeney in
Okay.
8th place. He's kind of lonely out there right now as everybody around him pitted. But the real battle is on up front for Brock Whiteman and Andrew Surowick. So Brock Whiteman, he's holding it steady. And he's just probably waiting for Surowick to pit and kind of make his move then to try and get into the pit lane as we now hit 19 laps to go in this one.
Yeah, Brock's in that weird situation where does he want to blink first or does he want to wait for, like, say, Andrew to blink or the rest of the field? I mean, as you mentioned, Andrew and Brock have got a nice little gap on the rest of the field now after our 6-car breakaway kind of broke down a bit. And Brock seems pretty happy at the moment, and you can see now one of the cars who has pitted early is making his way back
Whoa.
onto the lead lap. Oh my word, he nearly went to the back of Brock. But that's the difference there between absolutely new fresh tyres and slightly warm ones. That's the 70 of Kane Church. He's actually 4 laps down, so he really doesn't need to be getting involved in this. That's that little heart attack moment has brought Andrew back into play.
Oh, into the wall
Oh.
goes Kane Church. Does he take anybody with him? No, he does not. He's able to survive, but it loses it.
Yeah, it's...
Oh my goodness. Yeah, just let the leaders by, man. If you're down that much.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Andrew
Andrew's
Surowick into
pit.
the pits.
and this is, again, Schofield, Rossi, they all joined him. So these three have made their move. Now is Brock going to respond? Is Cody going to respond? They're the two in play here for the win. We've got the rest of the pack behind. Gary Corley, Eric Lever, Mark Feeney. They still haven't pit. Colin Kisner hasn't pit. He's 14 seconds back. Not quite sure what he's thinking at this point, unless he has literally run out of tyres. Well, everyone is making their moves now. 16 laps to go. 15 once he crosses the stripe. Brock Whiteman, can he hold on? That is the question.
That is going to be the real question here. Can he? He's holding out a couple of laps here. Cody Barrett moves himself up in the second. And for Cody right now, he's somebody who I think a lot of people don't give him a lot of credit, especially for last week. He was somebody, I think, who was in contention for the race win, just could not get the job done last night. So he's got to be somebody who really has got to put in the effort now. Can he get the gap clean and get it going here before he pits? But when those guys come out of the pit lane, they're going to be absolutely steamrolling here as we are at 14 laps to go. Brock Whiteman, does he have enough fuel in the tank or does he have to pit? Because now we're 14 to go, and that's he's got to pit at some point. And here he goes.
Yeah, just needs to avoid speeding in the pit road. He gets in nicely.
Everybody else
It's gonna
falling
be
behind.
everyone who hasn't pit is now in the pits as well, and it's just going to be a case of can he get out ahead of Andrew and the rest of the pack who pit slightly earlier.
Colin Kinser getting fresh tires as well here, and that, I think for him, I think this race was his until that caution, and then he made a huge error by not pitting early to get those fresh tires and try and make up some spots as Brock Whiteman's still in the pits. Where is Austin Armstrong? He's out in front of Andrew Surowick right now. He's actually, can he get it done? He's going to get it done. He's going to take the lead of this race.
No, he's going to take the lead of this race. I think he's going to have a good gap. I think Cody Barrett has actually jumped Brock in the pits there. So Cody Barrett is de facto P2 at the moment. But
I wonder if,
Austin
Cody-
Arms...
I was going to say, I wonder if Cody took 2 tires instead of 4.
That would be,
That
would
would be
be
a
the
smart
smart-
move at this point.
yeah, because those
Well,
left side tires are not going to do you any good.
Well, it's smart until we see Andrew Surowick now on the back of him. He's motoring. He's got to get a move on. 3 seconds the gap between the leaders now in this battle for P2 and P3. So we'll see what happens there. Like I said, I think maybe Cody did just take the 2 tires. He washed up a bit there. Andrew nearly hits the wall. So maybe the 2 tires aren't agreeing with Cody at the moment. He needs to readdress the balance of his car. But also, Andrew on the outside, he looks like he's got this move done. He's going to move up into P2. And then the question is, he's got 10 laps to go. Can he get this 3-second gap on Austin? It's going to be a tall order, but he's certainly the man who could do it.
Andrew Serwick trying to steamroll now. Can he catch Austin Armstrong, who's on slightly more worn tires than Andrew Serwick is at this point in the race? And the gap is starting to close, but can it close quick enough? That is the real question. But you don't forget, you have Dominic Rossi back there as well, who's also has a head full of steam.
Yeah, Dominic Ross is definitely up there. He's got around Cody as well. I guess whatever Cody decided to do hasn't paid off in the short term here. But tell you what, a caution now would certainly help Andrew and Dominic on this battle. I guess in theory they probably should just get in line and maybe try and push each other a little bit towards Austin. Andrew seems to be pulling away from the other two at the moment. The other two being Dominic and Cody.
You know what would make this race really spicy right now?
Rain.
Caution. Somebody do a flip.
Well,
Somebody do something.
Well, as we saw in the rail race at Las Vegas, the late caution slightly changed the outcome there.
We don't talk about that
What?
race. we
Well,
don't talk about that one.
To. I just mentioned it. I don't know why. Just something just made me think it was worth mentioning. Adam will probably cry after this.
Oh, it looks like a Brock's going outside here on 1. Push it 3. Took Cody real quick. Now he's got past Dominic, and now he's going to take Andrew.
Andrew blocking.
Oh, he's so great. Oh no, this is not going well. I tell you what, Brock Wire was not giving up there. He muscled his way past Andrew. One person who did lose that was Dominic Rossi, where he did seem to catch Brock, and those two are beating and banging down the front stretch. As you said, headstrong racers. Andrew's never going to give an inch. Brock Werfley wasn't giving an inch. What a great battle these two are putting up. But there's 7 laps left. They need to make sure they get to finish.
Oh, no.
And there's an accident. There's your flip. Cody Barrett, Dominic Rossi, Peyton Schofield, and they're all in the wall.
Oh my Lord. Wow.
You know what?
Goodness.
As that was playing out, you would have thought Brock and Andrew were the ones who were going to cause that caution, and the guys behind decided to just beat them to the punch. And this gentleman gives us probably a green-white checker scenario.
Yeah.
And now, Austin Armstrong looked like he maybe had the race won. Now he's got to defend Brock, Andrew, and the pack. Let's have a look at this replay.
You can see here, little bump with Cody Barrett, and then Cody Barrett gets out of shape. The 11 gets out of shape into the wall. Peyton has nowhere to go, takes him out. Cody Barrett gets collected. Let's see, does Cody Barrett actually save this time? Does he actually save it? No, he does not. He gets slammed into the wall as well, with Peyton Schofield as well. And oh my, and that brings out our, what is this, 4th caution of this one, and that just flipped this race on its head, gentlemen.
I'm gutted for Cody. You know, he did it all, I thought, right. He was patient. He got the strategy working, and he was at the sharp end, right? He just needed the right opportunity, and he could have made something happen. And unfortunately, I think what I saw on that beginning of the replay, it looked like his front left tire touched the white line, and maybe it kind of hit the flat part of the apron, and perhaps just got him out of sorts, and that's how he washed up and hit Dominic Rossi.
Ay, 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 that is going to, oh, I don't even know what to call it. My loving cat who's standing in front of my television screen that also provides the feed for the stream. She is also watching, and she's hitting the screen like, oh no, this flipped its race on its head. She was rooting for Austin on that one. So, it absolutely just changed the dynamic. I don't think this is going to be a green-white checker. We're at 5 to go. Let's see what the pace car does here. Does pace car lights go out? Yes, it does. We are not going to get a... Oh, no. Pace car light's still on. So...
Yeah, maybe they're going to shorten the caution if it's possible. which is what sometimes happens. I think probably three to go, so slightly more than a green-white checker. But Colin Kisner in 6th. He's back in this race. This race is again ebbed and flowed so much, and like I said, these cautions have really flipped it. For us, it's been great. It's a great spectacle for these drivers. 2 drivers tonight have had the wins, like looking like they had maybe locked up, and just like the cautions have taken away almost the certainty of that. And this restart's going to be everything. Again, Brock's going to be on the outside. As we saw in the last restart, he struggled to get away and got caught on the jump. So Andrew's maybe thinking that he's going to be right on the back of Austin on this restart. I wouldn't say we're over on the cautions, unfortunately. I could see fireworks happening straight from the off once we get back under green here.
Yep.
Andrew, Brock, Austin, none of them are going to give an inch.
Well, it is going to be
turn 1.
It is going to be a green-white checkered, so we are going to go green with 2 to go. So we are into overtime now. So we do have 2 opportunities at this. If that does not happen and the caution comes out after that, that next flag will end the race. So, but we will, hopefully, it will remain at 90 laps. So again, 4 to go. We'll go to 2 to go next. So it'll be 3 to go here. Caution lights out. So yes, we are in the overtime. That was a much stronger caution than the one this past weekend. So, of course, Austin Armstrong, you got to wonder what he's going to do. Is he going to go late? Is he going to go early? And if I'm him, I'm waiting. I'm waiting as long as I can wait on this restart before I go, because you know that outside line hasn't been nearly as good as it's been, as it should be, honestly, on a track like this. So if he can go as late as possible and get a good run into 1 and hold on to it, he still has a chance. But he also got to be careful of Andrew Serwick, who's just right behind him. But of course, Gary Colley in P4 right now. Somebody last week who at Fontana, who could have won that race. Colin Kinser's back there in 6th place. I mean, there's a lot of guys in that top 6 right now that could very easily win this.
Anyone on the lead lap could have a chance of winning this at this stage. You just don't know what's going to happen. I see already Andrew's already on the back of Austin. He's going to be pushing him straight away. Brock gets a better start there, but Austin again gets a good jump. Andrew gets a jump, so maybe Andrew can slide into P2 into turn 1.
Well, here we go.
And he has done that.
Green-white checkered is underway. First lap halfway complete now as Austin Armstrong goes down the inside. Trying to hold on to that inside line. Here comes Andrew Serwick around the outside. Can he hold on to it? Can he get to the white flag before a caution comes out? Here they come to turns 3 and 4. Austin Armstrong and Andrew Serwick side by side. But here comes Brock Whiteman pushing Andrew Serwick. Wow. And here we go. Final lap. Here we go.
Brock Whiteman is working.
Oh, no!
It's in the wall.
Austin Armstrong takes out Brock Whiteman. Here comes Colin Kinser up into second.
There's no caution. There's no caution. Goodness. This is it's going to be Colin or Andrew, I'd say, at this stage.
Here they come through turns 3 and 4. Andrew Serwick, he sees that checkered flag. Austin Armstrong falling down the 4th. Colin Kinser chasing Andrew Serwick. He's not going to get there in time. Andrew Serwick takes the win.
He does take the win. That's our 3rd winner in 3 races. Great work by him. He had a great push by Brock, and unfortunately for Brock, he then got tangled with Austin Armstrong, and that's hurt him, and he's going to finish 12th when he doesn't deserve that. But congratulations to Andrew, our winner today. Colin Kisner, what a fight back to end up P2. Gary Colley, you mentioned him at the end there, and he's got the P3. Austin Armstrong unfortunately faded on that final lap due to the contact with Brock, and he's ended up P4. Mark Feeney P5, Dylan Pitch in P6.
And speaking of Mark Feeney and Dylan Pitch, I mean, those are 2 names we didn't talk about the entire evening, particularly Dylan Pitch. So for him to come from out of nowhere to pull in a P6. Really impressive work by him.
Oh, definitely. Eric Oliva P8 and Shady Ahmad P9. Good recovery by him. Gar Snyder P10. That rounds out a top 10. You look at P11 and P12 though, Cody Barrett, Brock Whiteman, both of them will probably be disappointed with that. They both were running up the front. Brock Whiteman especially, one lap from the end, and he was in P3. Finished P12, that's guttering. As Andrew's doing a bit of a Alan Kawicki here.
What a race. What a race that was. And if you're Andrew Serwick, you earned that victory tonight. And for Colin Kinzer, finishing second after a terrible caution that ended up putting him in the back. He's going to be happy about that as well. And Gary Colley finishes in third. For Colley, that's his first podium of the season, so he'll be happy about that as well. So we'll take a break here, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll have our race winner, second place and third place finishers here on the broadcast, and we'll talk to them about their races. So don't touch that browser. We'll be right back. And welcome back here to the Apollo Racing Club NASCAR Truck Series here as we have Colin Kinzer, who is with us now. And Colin, P2, after kind of a tough race there, you decided to take fresh tires in that second stint and kind of got gypped by that caution.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I was going to take the fresh tires there and try and build a big enough gap as I could. And especially with them taking tires that stopped that I wouldn't be taking tires, I'd gain even more time. But sadly, after I took that stop, the caution came out, and I just fell all the way back after I got into a little tangle, too, in turn one. So the caution at the end definitely saved me some, and I pitted after a lot of other people who were at the front. So I was able to make some ground. And one more lap, I think I could have had MLG there, but he had a good pace at the end there, so I'm excited with the second.
Was the pit strategy tonight, was that to take the fresh tires in that second stint, try and gain the gap, or was that kind of a, hey, let's just change it up now? And was that kind of a mid-race decision?
That was definitely a mid-race decision. I just felt like I needed to do something different because it didn't have the best pace at the front.
Well, you earned a second place tonight. Gentlemen, Cricket, James, do you guys have any questions for our second place finisher, Colin Kinzer?
I did not. Colin, just nice job coming back after facing that adversity. It was impressive because we saw you fall back. We thought, well, okay, that's it for Colin this evening. But then all of a sudden, with about 5 to go, you started creeping forward and forward and forward, and you were there at the right time. So nice job.
Yep, thank you.
James?
I'm good, thank you.
All right. Well, congratulations, Colin. You finished on the podium tonight, and you'll bump up in the standings. So that sure's got to feel good after winning in Daytona.
Yep, thank you, guys.
That's Colin Kinzer finishing P2 here tonight. Well, let's bring in the race winner. Looks like Gary Colley not in the Discord tonight, so we'll bring in our race winner. MLG, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
You got the job done tonight. So after last week's blunder, you got to get into the victory lane.
Yeah, that was redemption from my mistake last week. That cost me the win for sure, but able to get it done here. Very thankful I was able to that was a tough one. It was fun as well, but saving the tires was kind of key there for that race. So I was just able to do that well enough and be there at the end.
Tell us about that final restart, the green-white checker. You were really getting into Austin, and were you hoping that it was just going to make a mistake, or were you confident you could beat him out on pace?
Well, before that caution, I was catching him at about 2-3 tenths a lap, so I knew before that he had much older tires than I did, so I knew it was just a matter of time. So I was just hoping he didn't spin the tires on that restart, and I was able to get the jump on Brock because he had about 2 laps fresher than I did, and believe it or not, 2 laps on tires here is a huge advantage. So getting the jump on Brock was more important, but once I got to the outside of Austin, I kind of knew, okay, well, he's got less grip. He's going to have to start lifting here. So able to just keep it flat around him and just got it done.
Gentlemen, any questions for our race winner?
How when you and Brock were fighting right before the last caution, that was pretty exciting on stream. What was running through your mind? Just look, I'm gonna send it, and if it happens, it happens. Or are you just putting it all on the table and just hoping it came out okay?
I was kind of just thinking, you know what, I'll let him burn up his stuff here. Maybe catching him in the last couple laps because before that green flags pit cycle, I was just kind of keeping pace with him. I was quicker, but I was just kind of keeping pace with him, so I kind of had his number there. But I was just, save the rubber, have something for the last few laps here for him, and but ended up not going that way, obviously. But I think overall, it was just a good race in general for us. So really proud of the guys. They've really cleaned up the racing since Daytona. So that's been interesting. But yeah, it was a tough race, but it was very fun.
Next week on to Phoenix, first night race of the season. What are you expecting there?
I'm expecting a lot of crashes. It's kind of like short track racing. Tire wear is going to be very, very high there, of course. So tire management's going to be the biggest key there. Not so much fuel saving like today was kind of a mix of both. But I think, yeah, tire saving is going to be huge next week. So I'm looking forward to it because I'm really good at saving the tires in these things. So I might look slow at the beginning, but at the end I'll be right up there at the front. So that's what I'm kind of hoping for. But I am expecting a lot of crashes just because it kind of promotes that kind of racing. A lot of side by side, multi lane stuff. So yeah.
Do you actually plan on running any fixed races this week? Because the actual series is there on iRacing.
I might. I think I personally like to just run laps on my own, just to work on my consistency, things like that, and not have the pressure of an official race on me. But I might run a couple just to see, just to work on maybe passing a little bit. But I think mostly what I'm just gonna do is just run some solo laps, get a feel for the way the truck drives, so around there, and just go from there, and hopefully just have a good race next week.
Well, congratulations, Andrew. You're a race winner this week, and we'll catch you next week.
All right, thank you guys. You guys do an awesome job, by the way. So big thank you to you guys, and thank you, John, for stepping in as well this week.
Yeah, no worries. Cheers, and look forward to racing against you in Phoenix.
Yeah, you too, man.
MLG, Andrew Serwick, our race winner. We do apparently have Gary Cully, so we'll bring him in for a quick interview. Gary, can you hear us?
Yes, sir. How are you guys?
Good, Gary. Finish on the podium tonight. Was that kind of redemption after last week?
A little, yeah. We were up there last week and got ourselves in a little bit of trouble at the end of the race. I think we just tried to stay out of trouble this week. Felt real slow the first 2 stints and just kind of came together on the last one, and right place, right time, and got a good result.
kind of talk us through that last restart. You were in that top 6 and kind of just seeing what everybody else was doing. You saw Brock Whiteman was that the moment going, hey, this is it. This is the time. Let's go.
I think so. Yeah, we were. I just wanted to sit back. I didn't want to force anything. Kind of just let the race come to us at that point, and kind of saw an opportunity. I knew the tires were really in a good spot coming off that restart. I think I had an advantage over Austin at least, and I knew we could at least get a spot there. I just needed to stay out of trouble and push when we could, and it worked out.
Gentlemen?
I don't have any other questions. Gary, just nice work. Really, I think you had an earlier incident with Craig and whatnot in the back, and honestly, I thought that was the end of the evening for you because I know it would have been for me. So to see you come back and get on the podium, I mean, nice work. Really awesome driving.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, James?
I have no questions. Just congratulations on the P3.
Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate you guys always.
Yeah, good. Congrats, and we'll see you next week in Phoenix.
Yeah, sounds good.
Gary Cully, our third place finisher tonight. Gentlemen, that was an exciting ending to that race. We've had now 2 weeks in a row of overtime racing, and all with kind of bizarre finishes. And now we're on to the next week's race, which is going to be Phoenix, our first night race of the season.
Yeah, very excited for Phoenix. Love that track. It's probably one of my favorite ovals, and I'm not an oval racer, but just something about the layout. It's really fun.
Yeah, I mean, it should be a good race next week. Obviously, like MLG said, totally different challenge. It'll be testing our drivers and if they can hold it, keep it in the right direction, manage the tires, find the best way to pass. Track position at Phoenix is everything, so qualifying is going to be key. It should just be good. I mean, we've had some absolutely fantastic racing again tonight, and the season rolls on.
So tonight, Andrew Serwick gets his first win of the season and third different race winner here at the Apollo Racing NASCAR Truck Series in the inaugural season. So thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate your efforts, of course, on the broadcast, and thank you all at home for watching. We'll have standings updated on our Discord. If you are interested in joining us here on the NASCAR Truck Series, head on over to Apollo Racing Club or discord.gg/Apollo Racing Club, or head over to grid-finder.com and just search Apollo Racing Club and get into the Discord. Put yourself as the iRacing recruit role, and a moderator will get to you and sign up. We have plenty of room still and plenty of spots open here for the rest of the season. After that, we'll have a 2-week break, and then we head to we have a 1-week break after Phoenix, and then we head to Bristol Dirt. I am so excited about this one.
That's my favorite one.
That's going to be pandemonium, ladies and gentlemen. And
I cannot wait.
I cannot wait for that. Cricket, you're going to have to put in some practice on that one.
Oh, yeah.
But thank you, as always, gentlemen. Really appreciate your effort. Thank you, John, for stepping in. James.
Thank you, John. Thanks, John, for stepping in tonight. You did a fantastic job.
Yeah, thanks, James. Quite can't match your all's commentary prowess, but appreciate you giving me the opportunity.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for us tonight. Make sure that follow button on Twitch. Also subscribe to YouTube to catch up on all the action here at Apollo Racing Club. Tomorrow night, ACF1 coming back here for another race, and tomorrow night we are headed to, where are we headed to? I don't even remember. It looks like we are headed to the Red Bull Ring. So join us tomorrow night for ACF1 action. For everybody here at Apollo Racing Club, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. And